It looks like we've been canceled. But, you know, as far as producing the show, we had already been picked up. We had already been picked up a third season.
Okay.
So, and it wasn't, who I felt for more than anything was the crew. I mean, you're talking about 200 people that were thinking they were coming back to work in a couple weeks.
Right.
And all of a sudden we weren't coming back to work.
Right.
And so I think Mo has documented, she spoke about it on stage a few times. Matter of fact, I hadn't heard certain stories until she and I worked together. But ultimately, they just reached a partner of the ways, you know, BT and her. And so it's like one of those things, man. Things happen, you know.
You feel it, so it was kind of like a gradual.
Oh no, it wasn't gradual. It was abrupt. It was over.
Meaning, but it seemed like a relationship fell out.
Well, I wasn't privy to the relationship having problems. So if it had problems, it was very behind the scenes.
Okay.
It was nothing you could see day to day. I mean, the first season was crazy. The second season, our ratings were up. You know, and we had got picked up for a third season. We were going into the third season, so there was no reason to think that there was anything. So when they go, we're going to definite hiatus.
I've been tried and tested, but I've come out on top. I'm a strong man of valor, so my journey means a lot. I cry too, but there's strength.
Hey! So I'm going to run down a list of all of the things that you are. Okay? Comedian, actor, writer, husband, father, Navy veteran, more importantly, survivor. Does that about sum it up?
There's a few other things we added recently. I'm a director now.
Yes.
I'm definitely a survivor. I survived stroke and COVID, and I'm blessed.
Amen. Absolutely. You know, I know you're from Chicago. That show, The Shy, does that depict anything that you remember from Chicago?
Well, you know, I'm 30 years senior to those people, so I mean, it's kind of depicts Chicago now, but I
Oh,
mean, you know, the hundreds and the wild hundreds that they're called now was not wild when I was a kid. It was the suburbs.
okay, okay. Yeah, kind of like Monroe. Have you seen some of the things that's going on with Monroe
Yeah,
now?
yeah, I'm
Because they were on,
very familiar with Monroe,
yeah.
Louisiana, and my mother was raised in Monroe because my grandfather owned funeral homes there.
Oh, okay.
So that's what brought
So,
us back to Monroe.
okay, okay. So, and I know you have a big family. What, 6 children, right?
6 children, 5 girls.
5, 1 boy in the midst of all that.
1 boy in the midst of all
So,
of that. And he has my only grandchild.
wow. Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. So now, did any of the kids want us to follow in your footsteps by becoming a writer or actor or comedian?
I have one daughter that's a poet. I have
Oh,
my son is a rapper. I have a daughter that's
oh,
funny as all get out, but she has
oh,
no
wow.
desire to go on stage. It's a different thing.
Wa- Wow. You know, that's funny. My dad, he used to always want me to do something, and I always would turn him down. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. But yet, still, now that I'm older, now I want to do what he asked me to do.
How about that? And you know what? Things happen in their own time, you know,
Right.
and you know, I do believe that we have gifts from our parents, but a lot of times you
Yeah.
don't. The way you use the gift is your own choice.
Right. Right. And you're right. It is in your timing. Yeah. Um, so when I first met you, you were this skinny little person, and you know, that's been what, probably 30 years, maybe
At
even.
least 30. I mean, we worked at Walmart store 1193 in Monroe, Louisiana.
Right.
And we literally opened that store.
Right, right. I remember the first joke that I ever heard you tell was nacho cheese. You remember you said a girl was
Nacho cheese, that's
carrying a
nacho
block of
cheese.
cheese. Yeah,
That's
that was
nacho
the
cheese, that's
first
nacho
joke
cheese.
that I yeah. And I'm so proud of you because you've had such a
I'm an old man now,
successful
look at me. Ah, wow.
yeah. Why? Wait a minute, I'm older than you, Rodney.
Yeah, but you look 22. Ouch.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
So, I know that you work with several comedians, Bill Bellamy, um, with Comic View, and Jamie Foxx. What was that? Laugh-A-Palooza,
mhm.
and Martin Lawrence, First Amendment Stand Up. Chelsea Lately. Now, is that Chelsea Handler?
That's Chelsea Handler. That's Sid the Entertainer. That's Monique. That's who was very instrumental for me. George Lopez.
Oh,
Yeah, George
that's
Lopez was instrumental in my early years. Early years.
oh, wow. Wow, so you've been oh, and I remember, seeing you at Michael Collier's, I think that was in LA.
Yes.
Yeah, is that where you
Mike
got your
Collier,
start?
he's become my friend. He's like, from mentor to friend.
That's good, that's good. Now is LA where you got your start? I know I read something where, you started out in the Navy telling jokes to the
But
guys to
before
I
we ever
guess
did the Navy, we were in Monroe. We were playing coffee shops in Monroe, and so
wow,
you would have saw some of the very first jokes, Monroe, Louisiana,
yeah,
and then I joined the military at 18, 19, and that takes me to New
yeah,
Orleans. So I kind of started in New Orleans. One of my peers was Dr. Ken Jun from the Hangover series from back
okay.
then. It was just so many people around that time. My best friend Harry Ratchford, who is still my best friend, he writes for Kevin Hart. He does stuff for Kevin Hart now.
Oh, wow. So, do you have any projects that's coming out right now in terms of acting? I know you said directing.
I mean, I there's always work. I mean, I got audition I got to do after I get off this call. So I got a piece that I directed called Deceitful Lies that's coming out in the next couple of months. And that's
Wow.
I directed that. It's a thriller. And then there's stuff
Oh,
on just put my name in Tubi and some will come up.
I know. Look, I know there's a whole list. I have a whole list. So, speaking of that, I'm going to name some characters that you played.
Okay.
And so, what you have to do is tell me what movie or
I
what
might not
show it's
remember all
from.
of them all.
Let's see if you can do 10 out of 10. You ready?
Let's try it.
Okay. All right. The character is Ernest.
Ernest. Who is Ernest? God dang it. Ernest. Ernest. I was somebody's
Love will keep us together.
love will keep us together. Wow. That was a good movie. Too. That
Okay.
was a good little movie too. I had a
Cousin
wife. I had a
Ben.
wife in that movie, didn't I?
All right. Character Cousin Ben.
Cousin Ben?
Cousin Ben.
Not cousin Lump.
No, the Cousin Lump. I know which one that is from because I remember seeing you in that.
He's from Johnson Family Vacation. I don't know
Right.
who the hell cousin Ben is.
Right. You played it. It was What Love Will Make You Do. Now, I didn't see that one. What Love Will Make You Do?
Wow. I mean, it's so many characters, man. I don't remember
I
cousin Ben.
know.
Who the hell is it? I gotta go watch that movie. Yeah.
Okay, now that's 3. Let's see. Oh, I know you'll get this one. What about William Burrell?
William Burrell. William Burrell. Is that my Mr. Right or Mr. Right?
No, color.
I'm really
Black gold. Black gold.
How you get black gold? Black gold ain't even, black. First of all, black gold. I did that with the Africans. That movie ain't even came out.
Oh my gosh! What?
You
All right,
always
now look.
they
That's
they they paid
look.
they
You got
paid though.
really.
Yeah.
You said you got 1-4 now. Come on,
All
Rodney.
right. Good luck.
Let's
Good
see.
luck the rest of the way, Rodney Perry.
What about Frank Sanders?
Frank Sanders. I think that's Mr. Right.
To love the soul of a woman.
I got 95 movies for the record.
I know.
So
Okay, so I mentioned 5 titles. You got 1 right.
I'm not gonna get none. I'm about to go jump off a building. Go ahead.
So let me go. What about Pastor Swanson?
Pastor Swanson?
Heaven on 7?
You know what? I never did know that dude's name.
Oh my God!
So Heaven on 7 is a Chicago producer and one of my close and dearest friends. But I came in and worked for 1 day on it, and I played Pastor Swanson. I goodness gracious.
Oh my gosh! All right. Well, what about Officer Buford Black?
Oh, that's out now. That's on Amazon Prime. That's what's the name of that movie? I'm kind of a dirty cop in that movie. What?
Can't Get Right?
Oh shit, I didn't know that. I was about to say something else. You ain't got none of my recent stuff. You got Can't Get Right. 30 years old.
Okay. What about Pigeon Toe Perry?
What? Who is that?
Eye for an Eye. Eye for an Eye.
I did.
What's that?
Well, you picked the oldest movies I did. That movie has got to be 20 years old.
Oh my gosh!
I remember it though. iPhone I is produced by Tony Spires and his group, and great time many years ago. One of my first films.
Wow. Okay.
Me
All right, I'm gonna do one more.
Linnell are in that movie.
Okay, yeah. And you and Linnell were in Coming to America
Yes.
too. Yeah, and you know what? One of my classmates was in there too, Garcelle Boulez.
Oh, I know Garcelle. Yeah, she was in the first movie and the second movie.
Yep.
Yeah, gorgeous lady, very
All
pretty
right.
girl, very pretty lady.
I know. Haitian descent. She is beautiful. She's pretty back then. Just, you know, we were the mediocre
I was
girls.
trying to catch up with the Royal Bathers.
Oh, okay, so
This is a great game, even though I'm getting no answers right.
no, because we're done with that game. Look, right. So, what? Go ahead. You were gonna say something.
No, I mean, over a lifetime, you play so many different characters. It's really hard to kind of disseminate all of them, especially the ones that are 20 years old. You know. But thank you that you made me have to really think it up.
Right. You've been in a game for a long time. You know, I was watching this this special you had. It was on YouTube. I remember some time ago you told me that you had a stroke, and
Almost
you
10
know, and
years ago,
I just
10 years this year.
yeah, and so I was like, oh well, it you know it couldn't have been that bad because you were talking. I had seen you at the improv. So, you know, I didn't think anything of it until I saw a video of your recovery.
Yeah, the VA
It had me
really
here.
shows it, and they covered me. They came out and they shot that little mini documentary about it, and it was a lot, you know. And
Right.
I was explaining to a friend today, if a heart attack happens to your heart, a stroke happens to your brain. It's like a brain attack,
Right.
and you're lucky or you're blessed if you come out on the other side of a catastrophic illness like that. And I'm just blessed.
Absolutely. Right. And I saw how you had to relearn to walk again, relearn to use your left hand. Um, you know,
Yeah, it's very,
wow.
very difficult, man. And I didn't know if I'd ever be the same again. And I asked God, I say, fix this hand, man. And my physical therapist came in the room and she brought a box, and the box had mirrors on either side. And the idea is you put your bad hand in the box and you look at your good hand in the mirrors. And if it worked,
Yeah.
your hand will start working immediately. And it worked immediately.
Wow. That's incredible. I mean, I did. I cried because I didn't realize looking at how you are now and looking at that video, I had to cry. I mean, you told me about it and I was like, "Oh, well, he looks fine,"
Yeah,
but I
he's
did
okay.
not.
As people see you okay, and they don't think that you were ever bad, but it was bad for a little while. For
Wow.
it took me a total of about 45 days to get from stroke to out of the hospital and back home.
Wow. Wow. And so now did you didn't get back to work right away. You just took a time to recoup,
You
right?
know what? We lost Tommy Ford during the same time, right? And he was a friend of mine, and he had an event. They had an event for his
Uh-huh.
homegoing, and that was my first time back in front of people. And so that was only a few weeks after I got home.
Wow. Wow. And then after that, COVID came around.
Few years later, COVID happens, and my career is moving and everything is going great. And COVID happens and shuts the world down. And I
Yeah.
had a bout with I like to tell people I had the real COVID. Like this
Right.
little
Right.
2-day COVID y'all got now, or nine ain't good, ain't the same COVID. I had a 12-day COVID,
Right.
and it was not a game.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Don't get
I
so
actually
serious. Don't
lost.
get so serious, or you about to pass out.
And you know what? During COVID, I lost my fiance.
Ah,
He was supposed to come home that Saturday, and they called me and said that they were doing a code blue, and that was it. So
wow.
you've survived that. You survived the military, COVID, and a stroke. God has you here for a reason and for a purpose.
That is absolute fact,
Hmm.
and I don't take it lightly. And when I got home and I was really kind of cavalierly dealing with the whole thing, and I was telling my neighbor that I had a stroke, and he just looked like unaffected by the news. But I found out later that he had lost his brother, and to the same thing. And so
Yeah.
to hear that I survived was probably
Survivor's remorse.
and well, it was probably
Yeah.
painful for him. And
Yeah.
I apologized to him, but I didn't know.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. You don't have to apologize for God's hand being on you and his grace.
God's unchanging
Um,
hand. Yes.
yeah. I mean, we can laugh about it now, but wow, that was serious.
Yeah.
And I saw at the end of that video you were shedding some tears. That made me cry again.
You just a cry.
Because
You like me. You just a cry, baby.
I am. And I know you do a segment where you have a 10-second or 60-second little shout outs of positivity.
I do. Yep.
Yeah. Well, do you have 10 seconds or 60 seconds to shout out to our audience?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, here's a quick shout out to you and anybody that's listening. Don't give up. Don't quit. Like this thing about whatever your endeavor is, the only way you lose is to give up. Because if you continue down this road, someday somebody will call you a legend.
Right. Right. Thank you for that.
I feel underdressed. Your
What do
outfit is incredible.
Oh, thank you. It's just something I just put together.
We'll do it together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's right. So this podcast it surrounds the old cliche that men are not supposed to cry. They're not supposed to show their emotions.
I ain't no fan of no dude to be crybaby all the time. But it's okay to show emotion. You know,
Yeah.
if I watch Coolie High, I'm going down.
What? Coolie High?
Coolie High takes me all the way out. If I watch
Yeah.
Rudy, the movie Rudy, my kids know if I'm in the living room watching Rudy, I'm about to weep. So,
What?
oh yeah, different movies that take me out. But the reality is that, you know, we're emotional creatures and we gotta allow ourselves the levity or the ability to let go sometimes because that keeps you from losing it.
Right, right. You know, as I was just doing my research about you, Rodney, and then, you know, I've known you for so long, in my spirit came up that along with all the other things that you are, writer, actor, comedian, I think you should also add in there author. And just Holy Spirit told me, and this is the title, All Jokes Aside, a tale of recovery mode.
Oh wow. So you just made up
All
another
jokes
book. You know I'm I'm an author for real.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
So you already have
I got a book called Rodney Perry, Moments on My Journey. So after I had the stroke, I wanted to tell my
oh,
story.
I
Yeah. You
you
probably bought it at my show. But
I did, sure
and
did.
so after I had the stroke, I wanted my kids to hear my story from me. And so it's a small book, it's easy read, it's on Amazon Prime right now. But what you're saying, I think is a great space to be in because it opens you up to motivational speaking and things of that nature.
Right. And then also, you could have 7 different perspectives, one of your wife, what she had to go through, and the children, 6 spots in there for the
Oh,
children.
for sure.
I think it would be yeah, I think that would be a great
You
motivator.
giving your boy some game today. I like that. You like ChatGPT. Yeah, I like that.
That's right, that's right. Um, well, Rodney, as we close, because I know you have so many other things, you're a busy person. As we close, I always try to leave my listeners, my viewers, with something. Is there something that you could possibly leave to our men? The podcast is called "I Cry Too," and it's just basically your triumph over adversity.
Right. I mean, you know what, Tasha, man? First thing I'm trying to do is get on that picture wall you got behind you. I'm trying to get
Oh yes,
I'm trying to get back there on the
yes.
wall. No, but all jokes aside, man, it's okay to cry. If you're a man, we go through the ups and downs of life, and sometimes there's nobody to talk to. So it's okay to cry too. You know, you're considered weak sometimes if you shed a tear. Don't allow that. You know, the strength comes from within, and you too can be that great person.
Thank you. Speaking of those gentlemen on the wall, if you had to say that you'd pattern yourself after or someone that would what am I trying to say, Rodney?
I mean, okay, if I were to walk in the footsteps of any man behind you,
There you go.
it would be the great Denzel Washington. I think
Yeah.
he constantly um does what he does so well, and he's a motivator. He's a father. He does a lot, man, and he does action movies at the same time. What a great guy!
Okay.
What a great guy! And
Yeah.
I hope to meet him someday. And I do think I'm
Yeah.
gonna get an Oscar before it's all said and done. So I might join him for some
Absolutely.
drinks one day.
Absolutely. Out of all the characters that you've done, which one was your favorite?
Um, I played a guy on Medea's Big Happy Family called Harold, and Harold gets a bad rap because his wife was talking
Right.
crazy to him, the kids were talking crazy to him, and
Right.
he has a redemptive moment. You know, like to
Right.
me, his moment was when he was hugging his wife at the funeral, and
Yeah.
he just was in that moment with her, just locked in, and that was one of the great
Oh,
moments for him, for me. And so when I read that, I saw that, and I was like, I can play this guy.
Right. So, what's that actress? She just won an Oscar, black
You
actress.
talking about, well, she didn't win. Well, I guess she did. Her movie did.
Yeah, the movie.
Byron, yeah.
Yes, yeah, she was in that movie, was it? Yeah,
She was.
yeah. It's funny, every time I see a movie that you're in, I'm like, "Oh, there goes Fonzie."
Yeah. Hey, you
Yeah.
know better than me because I don't know none of them dudes.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, and I just wish you all the best, and, I thank God that He had that hedge of protection around you, and He has His hand on you. Our church is, studying Psalms 23.
As
You
we
shall
approach
not
as we
want for
approach Easter.
Yeah, yeah, you should not want for anything, and, he makes you to lie down, and I know that you're a busy person, but thinking back at what happened September the 30th, let God let you rest too.
Yeah, yeah,
Take
very,
it
very, very
easy.
kind, Tasha. And we go back many years, man. And thank you, and thank your husband and your podcast because I know you have a choice over who you talk to. And thank you for calling.
Thank you. Love you, Rodney.